to go to double teaming, trapping Luka, but he does his thing anyway. Is that why it's such a hard thing to switch to, because what he can do against those two?
Yeah, I mean, when I coached Luka, he used to love getting trapped. He's like, oh, they're blitzing me, and he used to love it. So we obviously had to go to it because he was rolling and get the ball out of his hands. But I mean, I'm not sure that he made an easy shot. We made every shot hard, and that's the greatness of a great player. But I was proud of our guys and the way that they fought and tried and made every shot difficult and trapped and rotated out. It's just that's what Luka does.
I know Jabari is very competitive, so he's going to want to have gotten the win, but he had a career night regardless. How cool is it to see him develop as a rookie, and what did you see from him tonight?
Yeah, it was both ends of the floor for him. I mean, he guarded Luka in the first half and did a good job. Once Scoot got his third foul, we switched him over to him, and his length and quickness, he did a good job on him. And then obviously the scoring, where he was in such a good rhythm tonight, whether it was his catch and shoot or his little pull up. So yeah, he does rise to the occasion on nights when we need him, and we need him a lot. So this is great. Really, really proud of him for the way he played, and happy for him, because it's hard. It's hard being a rookie.
Jabari seemed very decisive on those 2-point shots, especially those pull-ups. Is that something you're encouraging from him, to try to lean into those kind of shots more?
I don't really mess with Jabari too much when it comes to his shot selection. There are some that are quicker than others that I'm not a fan of, but his three-point shooting is such a big weapon that he's forcing closeouts, and then the help is coming. So yeah, there are times where he has to shoot that pull-up, and if he's comfortable, confident in making it, then who am I to stop him?
The third quarter today was a lot different than the third quarter of the last 2 or 3 games. I guess 3 games, really.
Yeah.
What was the difference coming out of halftime?
We were on our coverages. We were sprinting to closeouts. We were really into the game. Our defensive game plan was good. It was just too much Luka.
Coach, how much of the early foul trouble of Kevin Porter Jr. went into the defensive scheme to defend Luka? Because it seemed like at first he was really doing a good job up until that point when he picked up like 3 fouls in the first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, that changed the game a lot. It limited the amount that Scoot could play in the first half for sure. And he does have the length and the quickness to match at some level with Luka. So yeah, it changed it up quite a bit. But he gave us the opportunity to put Jabari on him and see what Jabari could do in that situation. And you got to think that as a rookie, it's 6'10", and the length and the quickness, that he's only going to get better in those situations. So putting him on a guy like Luka doesn't get much tougher than that. And he showed toughness and grit, and he was capable.
This week where Kevin has gotten into some foul trouble and it's limited his minutes, especially in the first half. Does he need to maybe be a little bit more careful with that, especially a night like tonight where you don't have Eric?
I want him to be aggressive. So, I mean, yes and no. He just has to have good technique and keep his hands back. But I'd rather him be all out defensively and get a few fouls. And he got his second. I left him in. He got his third. I put him back in, and then I took him out in the last minute of the second quarter so he wouldn't get his fourth. But I want him to be aggressive.
You remember the switches where Usman ended up on Luka, and they even looked like they hunted him a little bit. Were you thinking that's okay? That you were okay with that switch when you even wanted it?
Yeah, I mean, Luka in ISO is always tough, but Us is one of our better ISO defenders. So I know they probably have the Real Madrid history and whatnot. And I'm not sure that they played together, but they definitely know each other from international play as well as Real Madrid. So, yeah, it was probably Luka. Like, yeah, come on,
And you,
young fella.
how were you feeling about that?
I didn't mind it.
Seemed like the ball movement was a lot better in the second half. Jalen took a lot of ball handling duties, and KPJ had a lot more catch and shoot opportunities.
Yeah.
Is it getting to a point where they're almost interchangeable as far as lead ball handlers in the game?
A little bit. I mean, Scoot does a really good job of, if he feels like Jalen has it going, just pitching it to Jalen and letting him initiate. And then one of the best things that Scoot does is his spot-up shooting. He didn't make a bunch of them tonight, but I encourage him to get off the ball some so he can get to his catch and shoot and doesn't have to work so hard for his threes. So, yeah, when both guys are going, it's good to have both sides of the floor.
I feel like you're finding a balance between when to use Alpi and Usman and kind of opportune moments for each of them to get in the game?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, you know, starting Alpi and getting him in the post. We tried to get him in the post quite a bit tonight, and he did a good job. I mean, 7 assists, making plays for his teammates, and then having that switch up where we have Uz on the floor and we can switch a little bit more, and then Bruno out there where we can maybe blitz a little bit more and have a little bit more rim protection. So it's good to have all three.
On that last Doncic 3, was it just kind of a scramble situation? Is that how we got
Yeah. So we blitzed it, got it out of his hands, and then we rotated back instead of out. And, you know, he didn't just catch and shoot it. He had to, like, catch it and hold it and then get to that tough shot. But it was deep and mildly contested. So, yeah, it was just a scramble out of a blitz. Yep.
Thank you.